Hello, dear students. I'm desperately hungry now. Mom's hand cooked food is indeed special and tasty. Let me see what is there in my tiffin box. Wow, very nice. Look. Here there are a piece of cake and an egg. See, this piece of cake has many flowers aligned to different layers. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Super it is. It's look really interesting. So, dear students, are you able to remember anything that you have learned before seeing this piece of cake? Any guess? Wow, very good. Some of you were able to say correctly the interior of the earth. Okay, today we are going to learn about the deep secret of the interior of the earth. So, may I have this egg now? Hello? No, this egg wants to convey something to you. Let me try to hear what it wants to say. Is it? Wow, see? What the egg says is, it is exactly like your earth. Do you think so? Let us try to find out. So, dear kids, in this chapter, we will study the sources that provide us information about the Earth's interior, rocks and minerals, then types of rocks and rock cycle. Okay, first let us learn about the structure of the Earth. So, the Earth is divided into 3 concentric layers: crust, mantle and core. Crust, mantle and core. Each of its layers have its own characteristics. So let us learn more about it. Before that, I just want to see the inside or the interior of the earth. Should I? I have a knife with me and I am just trying to open it. Yes. Wow. It's really nice to see the interior of the earth. Look at this. So these are the 3 layers. First layer is the crust. The next is mantle. And inside it is core. Okay. So let's learn about the first one, that is crust. Okay. Let's have a look. So the crust, this is the outermost layer of the earth. There are 2 types of crust. You know what are the 2 types of crust? You have learned it already, I think. Yeah. First one is continental crust and the next one is oceanic crust. Yeah, very good. So the thickness of the crust varies from 5 to 8 kilometers beneath the oceans and to an average of 35 kilometers under the continental mass. Okay, what is continental mass? Wherever we can see the land, and another area are known as oceans. Okay, so the main elements that make the crust are silicon. See, silicon. So I am just going to write short word silicon and aluminium, aluminium and magnesium. But the main component of the continental mass are silicon and aluminium. Thus, it is called Sial. Clear? S-I-A-L, Sial. Okay, good. The oceanic crust is called Sima. What is Sima? Okay, Sima. Let's see. S-I-M-A. What is that? Si for? Can anyone say? Just now I said. Yeah, Si for silicon and Ma for magnesium. So, the oceanic crust is called Sima as it is made up of silicon and magnesium. Very simple. So the density of the crust is less than 3 gram per cubic centimeter. 3 gram per cubic centimeter. The oceanic crust is denser than the continental crust. So the next one is mantle. The layer below the crust. The layer below the crust is known as mantle. It is 2,900 kilometers thick. Okay, the thickness is 2,009 kilometers. It is mostly made up of silicon, iron and magnesium. Okay, so the density varies between 3.5 and 5.5 gram per cubic centimeter. 3.5 and 5.5 gram per cubic centimeter. So, like the crust, the mantle also consists of 2 layers. What can be it? The upper mantle and yes, lower mantle. The mantle is semi-solid state. What is semi-solid? I'll show you what is. This is what? Semi-solid. You can see, So this motion, this is known as semi-solid state. Okay. And now let's check the temperature of the upper mantle. Let me see where it is going. Oh, it's reached up to 870 degrees Celsius, 870 degree. And the lower mantle, let me see. Ooh, shooting up. It is 2,200 degrees Celsius. Clear? Now, the third one, the innermost layer, the inside you can see the small ball. So this is what known as core. Its thickness is about 3,500 kilometers. Clear? The thickness is 3,500 kilometers. And listen, it is made up of nickel and iron. We can write nickel for Ni and for Fe. Clear? So, it's made up of nickel and iron. Hence, it is known as Ni and Fe. Knife. Good. So its density is about 11 gram per cubic centimeter. So the same way, like the crust, the mantle, everything, the core is also divided into 2. What it can be? Inner core and outer core. Very good. Let's check the temperature of the outer core. Let me see. So it is up to 3,700 degrees Celsius. Oh my God. And what will be the inside? The inner core? Let me see. Ooh, it's going above. Let me keep it back. It's almost 5,000 degrees Celsius. Listen, it's 5,000 degrees Celsius. And see, let me see the outer core. Outer core is in molten state. What do you mean by molten state? See like this. Look at, I can show you. This is what molten. See, lava is coming out. Wow. Look, nice, no? This is what molten state. So this is outer core. But inner core is still in solid mode. You know why? This is because of the extreme pressure exerted by the weight of the rods that lie above it. Clear? Just because of the weight and pressure of the rods. Hey, who is this? Somebody is disturbing me. Why are you disturbing me, man? Oh, this is this egg again. What did he saying? Let me. Oh, he is asking something to say. Okay, to you, what I'm. Okay, tell me. He's telling that, like he said early, it is like also the see. He's saying that. Let me open and see. Oh, very good. See the layers. See, he just want to explain something to you that. See, the shell is like crust, very thin. Okay, and what is inside? The white color. Yes, it is exactly like mantle. And wow, the color that is exactly the inside one. It's exactly like what? Core. Excellent. The inside thing is just like core. So whenever you want to remember the three layers of the earth, you just think of this beautiful egg. Clear? Good. So our next topic is rocks and minerals. Okay, so you know it very well. In the previous class you have already learned everything. So that is what is rock, what is minerals, everything. So let's have a look again. So minerals are naturally occurring inorganic substances found in the earth's crust. Okay, minerals are naturally occurring or inorganic substances found in the earth's crust. Okay, they contain a single or a combination of elements, many are there. So they have definite chemical compositions and physical properties. Clear? Then they may be metallic like iron and copper, or non-metallic like what? Mica, sulfur, coal and petroleum. Okay, that is metallic and non-metallic. That means minerals are two types, metallic minerals and non-metallic minerals. So diamond is the hardest mineral, and what will be the softest? Talc. Very good. While talc is the softest. Now next let us learn about the types of rocks, which you have already learned in your 5th standard. What are the three types of rocks? Can anyone say? Good, most of you all know. See, that is igneous rocks, sedimentary rocks and metamorphic rocks. These are the three types of rocks. First, let's learn about igneous rocks. The term igneous is derived from the Latin word ignis. What is the meaning of ignis? Fire. The meaning of ignis is fire. So the interior of the earth contains very hot molten material called what? Magma. I showed you, no? This is hot, very hot and molten. This is known as what? Lava. Once it comes out, it's known as lava. Okay, so inside it is known as magma. When the magma reaches the surface of the earth through cracks and crevices or through volcanic eruption, it is called lava. Okay, so inside it is known as magma. Once it comes out, it becomes lava. So cooling or solidification of molten magma either inside the earth or the surface result in the formation of igneous rocks. Okay, so they are hard and crystalline in nature. So magma below the surface of the earth cools down slowly and result in the formation of intrusive or plutonic rocks. Very important. What do you mean by intrusive or plutonic rocks? What is the answer? Magma below the surface of the earth, cools down slowly. So it's inside the earth itself. Okay, and result in the formation of intrusive or plutonic rocks. For example, granite. You know what is granite? This is what? Granite. So this is granite. Okay, so when magma comes out to the surface due to the volcanic eruption and then cools down rapidly, it cools down rapidly, resulting in the formation of small crystals. Such rocks are called extrusive or volcanic rocks. Very, very important. What do you mean by intrusive or plutonic, or extrusive or volcanic? So what is extrusive or volcanic? Can anyone guess? Okay, when magma comes out to the surface due to volcanic eruption and then cools down rapidly, resulting in the formation of small crystals. Such rocks are called extrusive or volcanic rocks. Clear? Basalt and obsidian are the best examples, you know. Okay, then igneous rocks are called the primary or the basic rocks. Very important. Which is the primary rock? Igneous rock is the primary rock, because all other rocks are directly or indirectly formed from them. Okay, they make up a large percentage of Earth's crust. Okay, so next one is which rock? Sedimentary rock. Okay, so what is sedimentary rock? Let's see, I'll tell you. The forces of nature like running water, moving ice, winds and waves constantly breaking down the rocks into small pieces. Okay, these are sediments. The small pieces of rocks are known as sediments. They are usually transported by rivers and deposited on the floors of lakes, seas or oceans. Okay, due to heavy pressure, they get compressed and are cemented together, resulting in the formation of sedimentary rocks. Okay, as the deposits take place in layers or strata, it is one layer, then later another layer, then another layer, it's coming on strata. So sedimentary rocks are called the stratified rocks. It is known as stratified rocks. Clear? Sandstone, limestone, etc. are the examples. So I have one sedimentary rock with me. You can watch it carefully. See, you can see different layers are there, different lines are there. So all these are different layers. Okay, these are pressure, because of the pressure, and it is cemented there. So it becomes sedimentary rock. And the last one is metamorphic rock. Metamorphic rock. So listen, what is metamorphic? So the term metamorphic is derived from the word metamorphosis. Okay, metamorphosis, which means change of form, changing the form one into another. So how it is happening? Let's see. When igneous or sedimentary rocks undergo a complete change due to extreme heat and pressure. Okay, just because of the heat and pressure, it will undergo through a change. So it become what? Metamorphic rock. So metamorphic rock is made up of sedimentary or igneous rocks. So the change may occur as a result of volcanic eruption or simply due to the heat and the pressure deep inside the earth. Okay, marble and slate are the best examples of metamorphic rocks. See, I'll show you a few. See, these all are, see, something is happening. Metamorphism is happening on these rocks. So it's changing its shape and changing its components. Okay, so all these are metamorphic rocks. Clear? So now let's learn about the importance of rocks. Can anyone say any importance? It's very simple. Yeah, we used it to construct the house. Clear? So let's see the importance of rocks. It's in a column in your textbook. It's there already in a column. Please learn properly. Very important. Okay. So the first point. In ancient times, rocks are used to make weapons and tools. Stone Age. Yeah, you learned it in history, right? Okay. And the second point is, rocks are used in construction. To construct the house and buildings, we use rocks. And the third is, rocks are used in industries. Rocks are used in industries. Then rocks contain fossil fuels. Okay. Fossil fuels are used for what? It is the main source of energy. Yeah, it is the main source of energy. So some rocks are source of precious gems and stones. You know? Yeah, which are used in making jewelry. Clear? So these are the importance of rocks. Please learn properly, point wise. Clear? So dear kids, before going to finish our chapter, we have to discuss one more topic. Very simple. That is rock cycle. You can see the diagram over here. The rock cycle. So listen. Rocks go through a cycle of transformation, changing igneous rock into sedimentary, sedimentary into metamorphic, again metamorphic will come to igneous, like that. Let's see. Magma rising from below the earth's surface solidifies to form igneous rocks. That is what we learned. So magma chamber, from the magma chamber, it will come out and cooling down and solidification is happening, and it will result in the formation of igneous rocks. Clear? Then these rocks are broken down to form sediments, small pieces, and which proceed or produce sedimentary rocks. Okay, so the igneous rocks will be broken down into small sediments, which produce sedimentary rocks. Then igneous and sedimentary rocks are changed into metamorphic rocks due to the extreme heat and pressure. Okay, when rocks are melted by heat, new magma is formed. Again it is coming here. So magma chamber coming to igneous, then it will become to sediment, then sedimentary rock and igneous rocks will move because of the heat and pressure. It will change into metamorphic rocks. Again due to the heat and pressure, it will become magma. So this cycle is keep on going. The rotation is keep on going. Clear? So this is called what? Rock cycle. Very simple. Okay. So dear kids, we will have a summary of our chapter in the form of a mind map. So we learned the chapter, the structure of the earth. The beginning, we learned about the structure of the earth. 3 layers of the earth. The first one is crust, the next mantle, then third one is core. And next we learned about the rocks and minerals. So minerals are of 2 types, metallic and non-metallic minerals. Then we learned about the types of rocks, different types of rocks. The first one is igneous rocks, then the sedimentary rocks, then third one is metamorphic rocks. And at the end, we learned about the rock cycle. So I hope you all enjoyed the video. So stay tuned. We'll be back with the latest. Till then, bye-bye.